Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Clone Evolution. Today is a Thanksgiving Day special. My family was over today outside doing the social distance thing for Canadian Thanksgiving, and it was really good. And I ate way too much, but I figured one day overeating isn't going to be the worst. Just gotta try to make sure I stay on track and get right back to it again tomorrow, cutting back. No sugar. Actually, even the dessert I had today was sugar-free, so even though I ate too much, at least it wasn't loaded with sugar. So hopefully I don't gain like 10 pounds. We'll see how much turkey I ate. Not looking forward to the weigh-in tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Now I hope everyone else is having a good long weekend, even if you're not in Canada. I guess the States has Thanksgiving a different day. We live in the fucking Arctic, so we have our Thanksgiving earlier because we're getting snow 10 months of the fucking year while we're paying a tax to make it colder. Now, it's kind of funny, our government's getting a real hard time lately because everything they're doing is like the exact opposite of what people want. I was thinking right now is like the easiest time imaginable for someone just to start a political party and take over. Because like every political party we have is doing the exact same thing, and it's all the exact opposite of what the people want. Like, sure, there's a few crying Karens that love it, but other than that, it's like 99.999% of people are like, holy shit, our government is like unreally bad. It's like, it's almost like, it's so bad, it reminds me of the prophecy of the opposite. It is literally the opposite of what everyone wants. So it's pretty cool. Ah, fuck, I forgot to do that. Now, I was thinking I was supposed to claim that scroll yesterday and I forgot, so I wasted some purple robots. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. Today I was playing the game a little bit earlier, just doing some of the arena shit. Didn't really have much progress. At one point, it's like someone was there and they had the low level so I could kick their ass, but man, I want it so I can just beat people up normally. Not always have to be like a charity case looking for the person with the low power level. That fucking sucks balls. Not in a good way. Alright, so what am I doing on the agenda today? I'll probably do some more of that arena. I do need one more friend, so if anyone's a viewer and wants to add me as a friend, just let me know. No applications yet. And I only got one space left, so if you want in on that, you better get it quick. Finishing quick is my specialty. You can make it yours. Get the t-shirt link below. I'm probably one of the only people that constantly pushing products. I don't even care if I sell. It's like, buy my products. It's like, oh. Now, eventually, at one point in life, you realize that money is just stacks of paper, and it doesn't really even matter. As long as you got a roof over your head, who really gives a shit, right? It's like, oh, I want more money so I can attract some babe. It's like, what, so the babe can take your money? Not that all babes do that. You can prove me wrong, babes. Alright, let's get on to some shopping in the store. Or did I just do that? No, good. Now, I was hoping that my memory was going to increase quite a bit for the whole Sober October, but I've kind of had a sad realization that during this whole Sober October, I started to realize that I am forgetting stuff even more than I thought I was. And probably because I was so wasted all the time, I didn't even notice, because I was like always blaming it on the weed. But no, now there's occasions where it was before where I would just forget something and it wasn't like I had completely forgotten, it was just temporarily forgotten. And now I've started to notice like, oh yeah, I'm like, sometimes I go to get something, I'm like, holy shit, not only did I temporarily forget it, but it was a complete blank. Like I had no memory of it. So I was like, oh fuck. I'm not going to try to get too down the dumps about it because no one really has memory forever, so... Or maybe some people do, those lucky people. Then again, sometimes forgetting shit can be good. Like if I was to forget that it was Sober October and vape, no, I'm just kidding. No, I won't forget that. God, I'm counting down the hours. Right, just like I'm counting down to the next Bitcoin casino spin. 33,870. Let's roll. Right, 33,888. Woo! Man, I better stop doing that noise or Matt Groening's gonna get me for copyright. Now, it's funny the other day, it was today, I was hearing a whole bunch of people saying, they were telling what was one of my favorite Facebook streamers or YouTubers or podcasters, whatever you want to call him, Anomaly. He's pretty good. And then people are suggesting that he goes to, what is it, BitChute or whatever? It's like, dear God, man, BitChute's got to be one of the biggest scams going. It's like, they're all moved to BitChute. It's so much better than YouTube. I'm like, how's it better? They're like, oh, there's no censorship. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? It has all the same censorship rules. Can't post, what's his name, the A next letter that you can't say. You can't post his videos there either. It's all the same censorship. And then I was like, oh, what is it? Like no copyright strikes and stuff? No, they enforce all the copyright and all that shit too. So it's basically everything that sucks about YouTube is on BitChute. So I was like, why would I switch to BitChute? I don't know, like, I think what is the main kicker is that YouTube and what is it, Facebook have over everyone is they got that anonymity thing. So people can post shit on their channel and then they can't be sued over it because it's not their fault someone posted it on there. It's the person who posted it. So I was thinking really what someone needs to do is really create a YouTube service that has live streaming and everything and has no censorship. Until we see that, I'm not switching to BitChute. Like, I even looked up BitChute's trademark, like their logo or whatever. I was like, what happens if I wanted to make a video and then say, hey, I'm on BitChute, and put their logo in my thumbnail? Guess what? BitChute took all their donation money, like tons, like millions of it, and spent it on getting trademarks so they could sue people for putting the fucking logo in the thumbnails. It's like, I'm not going to support something like that. BitChute can go fuck itself. No, sorry, I'm not to rag on everything, but it just gets me that everyone's like, oh, BitChute's so much better. It's almost like I was watching the Trump things today too on Facebook. Like, I don't know, like, there's parts of Trump I like and parts I dislike. And one of the things I dislike about Trump is everyone's like, oh, he came through on all his election promises. I was like, okay, so which one did he come through on exactly? It's like he didn't put Clinton in jail, he didn't stop illegal migration, and he fucking tanked the economy by putting in a lockdown that screwed everyone. So I'm like, what the fuck exactly did he do that was fulfilling his campaign promise? It's like, I like the moon mission, don't get me wrong, but it's like, come on, it's like you gotta admit both sides of this. Like, Trump's actually been a pretty big failure in almost every regard. Except for the moon mission thing in my books. So I don't know, if I was in the States, I'd be tempted to vote for Trump just for the moon mission thing, but dear God, if I wanted to stop illegal migration and I wanted to put Clinton in jail and I wanted to turn around the economy, definitely wouldn't have anything to do with Trump or Biden. I kind of feel sorry for you guys. Like, I don't know, maybe Biden's better than I know, because I really don't know anything about Biden. I just kind of look at him and go, I don't know, he's too wishy-washy to get anything done. Like, I think Trump has the ability to get stuff done, but he's like so in bed with the big business that there's no way that he's actually going to help any little guys. Maybe he'll help you get a mining job so you can waste your life in some fucking factory or hole in the ground digging for him. He's like, I'll help migrants come. You come work. Nah, I love work, but man, I don't know if I could take it working in a mine. They'd have to have like some pretty amazing pay. Yeah, not that I have anything against mining. I know lots of miners. My abandoned house up north, everyone that lives around there is a miner. Alright, so like not miner as an underage, I mean like ground digging miners. They dig for gold. If anyone's getting their hopes up looking for miners. Not there. Alright, so that was a bad joke. Alright, let's continue. Purple tasked. I want to get these, but I really don't think it's going to happen. Oh yeah, I got some advice from the viewers. Thanks, viewers. I appreciate it. Some viewers were telling me, it's like, yo, when you're doing these tavern tasks, oh yeah, I got 5 completed. Ah, fuck. He was saying the chances of VIP turning purple is much greater than the other ones. That's what they mean. So I was like, oh, I was wondering, because I'm like, every time these refresh, they never do anything. Like, I always get the low counts of purple. So really, I was like, why the hell am I getting so few purples from these? And it turns out, no, it's just the VIP labeled one. That's why it costs 2 bottle cap openers. Yeah, so big shout out to the viewer who told me that. Sorry I'm horrible with names. I fucking can't even remember my own name sometimes. Now, that was so embarrassing. One time I was at this business, and I was doing like this huge contract with them for $2,000 or a few $1,000s. And the whole contract was going great. Up until they asked me to spell my name. I'm like, oh yeah, my name. I spelled it wrong a few times. They're like, do you know how to spell your own name, sir? Now, I think in that case, it wasn't bad spelling. It was because I was really nervous. Because the product I was working on was like borderline illegal. I was kind of surprised the factory was working with me without checking the legalities of what they were making for me. But technically, I think they were still okay. So maybe that's why they did it. I was just a little bit paranoid. Can you tell? Yeah, so... yeah, I had some other weird news today. I was going to check my pot plants out in the greenhouse. You know, everyone's like, oh, it's so great, you have a greenhouse. It's like in Canada, greenhouses and pot plants usually don't mix too well together. The reason that is, I don't know if anyone's tried growing weed, wherever it's legal, I hope, is one of the main issues when you grow weed. You notice when you go to buy the seeds, they'll tell you it's like, these seeds are bud rot resistant. So you don't want your buds to rot. And before I got into growing weed, or even indoor weed, I never realized that. I was like, I didn't think bud rot was actually a serious issue. But did you know what it is? It's like, people that have been engineering pot plant strains over the years, they engineered them in such a way that the buds grow bigger, but there's a catch. They grow so big, like unnaturally, like the plant normally wouldn't grow buds that big until they genetically modified it like that, or bred it with other plants or species, or in the same species, but interbred it to make them bigger. And then yeah, what happened is when the buds got bigger like that, the plant lost its ability to stop itself from rotting. So it's like, I think when pot plants in the olden days were smaller, the chances of the buds rotting were like way lower because the bud was so small. But now it's like you grow a pot plant, it can't even get wet. So if it gets wet while it's growing, like for the whole phase, for the beginning, when it's just leaves, it's fine if it gets wet. But as soon as the buds grow on it, you got a 2-month period where your plant can't get wet. And if it does, everything will rot and go bad. So it's like, oh fuck, what a nightmare, right? Where I'm in Canada, turns out the budding season, it just rains every fucking day. So it's like you literally have to go and take umbrellas and put it over your plant. Because if it doesn't, it'll fucking rot. And you'll lose everything. So I'm like, man, it fucking sucks. Oh, what did I need? Oh, a 5-star. Yeah, so that's a little bit harsh. I'm fucking pissed that that works like that. And oh yeah, I was saying before, the main issue is in greenhouses too. Like when you put a plant in a greenhouse, especially in Canada, guess what happens? It's fucking boiling hot during the day. But, fuck. What the hell's going on? Just send him on the mission. Yeah, so guess what? The plant gets boiling hot during the day, and then fucking freezing at night, like winter temperatures. And then in the morning, when the sun comes up, it starts rapidly fucking heating up again. So it's like, I gotta run out there and fucking open the fucking vent. Because if I don't, guess what happens? All my plants start rotting. So I was like, oh god, guess what happened to me today? opened the greenhouse. I'm like, oh, a few days there, I didn't catch it in time. I'm like, oh, I'm hoping it's not rotting. Fuck, man, like almost all my plants are rotting. Sucks. So I think I'm going to be able to save some of it, but it would have been nice to have a crop that was like rot free. Oh well, guess I shouldn't bitch too much. Yeah, so if anyone's growing weed legally, just be careful about fucking bud rot. Man, does it suck balls. Not in a good way. Oh, did anyone watch the big video game news today? Remember that guy? I was kind of giving him a hard time about his product, the Intellivision Amico. Man, I felt really bad about it because he's been my idol and hero for, I don't know, like over 20 years. So I was like, shit, man, I felt so bad about giving him a hard time. And I made sure to apologize to him in one of the live chats, and he accepted my apology. You'll never guess what happened. Today he had his new video come out to like promote the system. Oh god, was it a nightmare. It's like it was even worse than I ever imagined. It's like even when he's trying to do the presentation, the live stream kept cutting out. So it looked so unprofessional. He couldn't even keep like a fucking basic fucking live stream going. I'm like, geez, man, this guy's trying to fucking run a company and fucking top of the line electronics, video games, and it's like live streaming is beyond his capabilities. So I kind of felt bad for him, and I was thinking, man, I should make a video trying to hype up, like, sure, he made a few mistakes in that video, and god, it looked so horrible. All the games were trash. The controller features he featured, oh god, it was horrible. It was hard to watch. But I was thinking maybe I should make a video being more positive, try to like boost his spirits, because man, I felt so bad about ripping him, trying to get him to make the system better. Alright, that guy sucks balls. Come on. There we go. Fuck, now what hasn't been met? Oh, 5-star. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Yeah, it's like Louise had the problem before Karen did, right? It's like, yeah, I even dated a girl named Louise once. I should have used that line on her. It's like, geez, Louise. No, so yeah, I was like, man, maybe after today's, like when I finish recording this, I'll do another video update on what I thought of the Amico presentation. And I don't know, what I was thinking of doing is I shouldn't sugarcoat it and make it super nice. What I'll do is just rip it to pieces for what it is, but instead of just ripping it to pieces and bashing it at the end or maybe throughout, I'll be like, hey, this is how I would make it better. So it's like, not like just one of those critics that fucking bashes everything. Just like actually offer some constructive criticism. Like I know he's probably going to give me a hard time, but the main reason he inspired me to do that again is I happened to be like going through other people's reaction videos to what they thought of this. And I happened to come up across a panel. And it was a panel recorded a few weeks. It was probably before I apologized to him, I hope. So like, remember before I was saying when I apologized to him in the panel, I was surprised that everyone knew who I was? Because from the amount of comments I got in the chat, I guess everyone was just shunning me. So here I thought no one watched it, but they actually did watch it. They were just like so offended by it that they didn't respond. It's like it shocked them into silence. Yeah, you guys ever have that happen with me? So anyways, I was like, he fucking made a diss during the video where he was making fun of people that criticize him. And then what he said, he's like, the people that criticize me are usually single white guys that are losers. And I was like, is he referring to me? It's like, that's often what I call myself. So I was like, can you imagine he was going into other video, like, discussions or like panels and referring to me in insults? It's like, not that I hate on her or anything, I was just like, man, I would have never thought, like in a million years, my biggest idol from like TV shows my whole life for like 20 years, it's gotten to the point where we connected in a way that I've like really pissed him off to the point where he's like talking about me on panels. It reminds me of that meeting I had with the school, or the school had about me. It's like I have the narcissism issue as pretty awful already. It's like pretty much like high as you could go. Like when you're a YouTuber, how much more narcissist can you get, right? Like you're basically taking hours worth of selfies of yourself every day. But yeah, I was like, man, that's not helping me defeat my fucking ego of being a narcissist. I'm like, if everyone's fucking talking about me, hopefully he was referring to another loser who is living in his own world, who's single and white. Isn't it weird when white people bash each other by calling them white? It's like, was I supposed to take that as an insult? It's like, oh God, I'm horrible, I'm white. Oh, you know, like, I don't know, like, I think I still want to record that video, because I'm pretty sure he was bashing me before I apologized to him. I'll probably go back and check the dates on it, but I don't even care, even if he did it after. To be honest, every time someone insults me, I am kind of flattered, because I'm like, holy, you had the time and energy to insult me. That was kind of nice of you. Usually no one gives me the time. Oh God, I can hardly wait to vape again. As much as I shouldn't be promoting being an addict, God, I'm dying to vaporize again. Like even some of the greatest issues that I solved by quitting vaping have already all come back. Fucking the boost of energy that I used to, well, I shouldn't say that. Today, everyone in my family was like, holy shit, why is Leland like so energetic? Because normally I just get hammered and sit around after eating a turkey and let the women clean up. And then I'm like, this time I beat them to it. It's like I brought all the dishes inside, cleaned the whole fucking kitchen, got all the pots and pans clean in like a few minutes. Everyone's like, dear God, when the women do it, it takes like all day for them to clean. Not me. I had the boost of energy. Yeah, because my uncle is like, hey man, do you want to smoke some weed? I'm getting some joints rolled and all this. I'm like, no, well actually man, I would love to smoke, but I said I'm not today. And then I had all that energy, so I figured, man, I might as well use it for something. Well, it wasn't energy, I guess. I could say I was just bored. Watching everyone get drunk and stoned, I was like, geez, I'm going to go do some cleaning instead of sitting here jonesing. Get something productive done while I'm wasting precious being wasted time. God, how many fucking refreshes? I am going for all purples now, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to make it, but I'll give it a shot. I'm just going to burn through all my jewels. You can see already day 2, I'm already over halfway through my jewels. I'm thinking really to beat this, I should have saved up 20,000 jewels. That's probably how many I needed. Come on, I'm just going to start clicking this faster. Clicking it slow isn't helping. Come on, purple. Purple, damn you. Purple. Holy fuck, my room is a sauna. Now, since it's been freezing cold outside, I started like closing my room door so I could record without getting disturbed by my roommates. Holy fucking heartburn. Man, eating a lot did not agree with me. Should have ate a reasonable amount. That was a big mistake. But yeah, so my fucking room is so well insulated that it fucking turns into a sauna within like a minute of keeping the door closed. So I was like, shit, I gotta open the window even though it's like winter outside. So now it's like boiling hot heat here, freezing cold fucking wind coming in the other side. Now I got so much work to do tonight. It's like last night I stayed up till past 3 in the morning doing the recordings, so that I would have time to do all the family stuff today outside. Ah, there we go, finally, you son of a whore. You son of a... La la la. Alright, so how many more is that? 3, 5. Sweet. Let's check how much. That's probably not going to do much. Let's check. Check 1, 2. Right, so purple, another 5. So yeah, I'm probably going to win this. I don't know if I'll get this guy burning the jewels. This is definitely going to be a long shot. I think pretty sure it's impossible to get that, but I'll give it a try anyway. Alright, so that's good to go for that. Yeah, so tonight on the agenda, what I got to do is go harvest some plants, try to save the ones that turn moldy. I don't know how much of it I'm going to be able to save, hopefully some of it. Really don't even care anymore these days. It's like after watching that Joe Rogan video, I realized it's like, yeah, caring too much does kind of bring you down. You kind of just got to relax and be like, oh, fuck it. Everything goes to hell, who really cares? You're going to be in the grave soon anyway. And it reminds me of this one really inspiring quote one of my workmates said at my old job. He's like, man, you ever get down in the dumps, just remember, it's like life fucking sucks and then you die. I was like, man, that's pretty inspiring. No, I think what he was going through is all his whole life, he was inspiring to get like a really hot girlfriend so that he could have like smoking hot sex all the time. And then he's like, once he started getting it all the time, he's like, man, it didn't work out to be as great as he thought. He's like, really, it's like, sex is kind of meaningless, right? You don't really gain anything from it. It's like a few seconds of pleasure, and then what else did you trade for it? You trade all your money, you trade all your free time. Is it really worth the trade? So that's where I think he started to realize that. Not to say you shouldn't make out with chicks or whatever, but just try to avoid marriage at all costs. Says the guy who's almost 50 in his mom's basement. Come on, I gotta stop bashing myself. Jeez, I'm a jackass. Now, can you imagine Tommy Tellerico was fucking bashing me? I'm assuming he meant somebody else. I'll just have to assume that. Yeah, that was so funny. When he said the comment, I was like, did he just say that? Say, here my hero is on TV insulting me while on YouTube. Say, that's what they say, never try. Alright, I think I'm giving the worst advice ever today. Maybe that's all title the episode. Worst advice ever episode. It's like, if you want to learn what not to do, watch this episode. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so after I bring those plants in, I'm going to have to try trimming some of the leaves off so that they don't fucking start molding while they dry. Or no. The other thing, too, is I got to trim the leaves off so the fucking whole plant doesn't smell like leaves. I fucking hate when that happens. Now, I talked to a few people who are like, oh, just leave the leaves on. Won't matter that much. It's like, wait till you fucking leave the leaves on, all your weed smells like leaves, then see how you like it. It's like, I kind of like my buds to smell like bud. Not really a fan of smelling leaves. Hey, I think I can win this battle. Reverses Trump and we stun the shit out of him. Or Frankenstein. I don't know what it is. I think I'm gonna call this guy Trump till kingdom come. That will be done. Oh yeah, I'm just kicking these guys' ass. They're not even close to beating me. So I don't even think they hit me. No, who was it? I got a really cool comment in the chat. I think he was from Persia or some sort of like Arabic writing, maybe. Maybe Iran. Well, I guess Persia and Iran is the same thing, or it used to be. Or wait, is it? Is there still Persia and Iran? I don't know. I haven't been looking at my geography in that area ever, so I'll have to maybe check into that. Now, I remember a buddy of mine from Iran who was telling me they had a Persian background, so I kind of assumed that they had changed into one or the other. But maybe that's not true, and there's still a divider line where part of it's Iran and part's Persia. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So maybe it was like a greater Persia at one point, and then it split and part became Iran. Maybe that's how it works. If anyone's from that region, they could post, let me know. I was actually supposed to go there with him and do some ancient mystery stuff. He's got like a family background of some royalty in Iran or something. So I was like, holy shit, it'd be kind of neat to like see all these ancient sites that no one can see, because basically you have to be royalty from Iran to even know where it is. He was saying like way out in the mountains somewhere or something. Yeah, but then the whole, what was it, Trump getting into office and then banning the Iranian travel. And he was like pissed because he's not even a Muslim. He's like, why the hell are you banning Iranians? So yeah, I don't know, maybe I got that part mixed up too, but I was noticing that too when people are making fun of the travel ban. They're calling it a Muslim ban or whatever. It's like, no, I don't really think they mentioned that anywhere. It was more like if you're from this country, and then anyone could be from that country and get banned. It doesn't really matter what religion they were. I don't know, our country goes through a lot of different war situations with that area, part of the world. We sold, what was it, Saudi Arabia, something like $8 billion in weapons. And then they just ripped our government off, didn't pay us for any of it, took all the weapons. And that guy that you're not allowed to say his name on social media, he was warning everyone when he got his channels taken down, saying, hey, guess what Saudi Arabia plans to do to you? And then it turns out he was right. So that's when I started to wonder, like when that whole situation happened, like every time they silence someone on social media, you can guarantee what they're silencing is that they're right. Because if they were wrong, they would be like, oh, say whatever bullshit you want. They'll make yourself look like a fool. But the only time they silence you is if you're right. So remember that, guys. When you're growing up, if anyone tries to silence you on social media, it's because they're lying and you're right. Remember that. Truth does not fear debate. It's very simple. Alright, so what else video game news? What I was going to tell Tommy after I do that promotion or whatever, or review of his video thing, is that I hated it. It sucked balls. It's probably the worst shit I've ever seen. But I'm still optimistic that it's going to be good in the long run. And I don't know, maybe I'll start getting some more hate videos and people making fun of me in panels, but I don't really give a shit. If I did, you probably never even notice, because I wouldn't really behave any differently. Excuse me, alright, I'm just gonna skip this shit. Let's get a show on the road, yo. I don't know, that one guy was reaming me in the chat saying he didn't want to hear yo anymore, but I was like, man, it's one of my favorite words to say, and just because one person told me not to say in the chat, I changed my whole philosophy. It's like, God, that's sickening. I can't believe I even considered doing that. It's like, really what I'm doing next is I'm going to be going outside and doing some vlogging, and if I can't fucking find that camera tomorrow, I swear to God, I'm just going to buy another one. It's like, really, am I going to spend fucking months searching for this goddamn camera? Or just fucking buy a new one. It really sucks too, because I bought it, couldn't use it, and I was like, oh God, what a waste. Almost gave it away as a gift. But now I'm gonna have to fucking buy it again. Because I fucking lost it in my room. Man. Yeah, so once I start vlogging, I'm pretty sure my channel's gonna take off, like, hardcore. I could be wrong about that, and I'll stay under 1,000, but you never know. Like, I'm just going on by, like, what other vlogs I did, how successful they were, the level of quality I put into them. And I was like, man, if I step up the quality level and fucking start making more of those, like, no offense to you guys, but man, when I do a vlog video, like outdoors, like going to see stuff that people are actually going to be typing in search engines, it's like, holy shit, I get way more views. Like thousands of views. So it's like, yeah, this is good practice, so I appreciate it, guys. I'm not going to be bashing you and ditching you anytime soon. Maybe after I'm making out with the babes, I'll be like, alright, time to ditch the clone evolution. It's like babes or clone evolution. I'll have to pick a choice then. But until that day. When the babes take all my free time. And money. Leave me homeless. Let's hope. I look forward to losing everything to the babes one day. You know what's the funniest thing in Canada? Now that like everyone's growing their own weed, everyone's like trying to push weed on each other. It's like, buy my weed, buy my weed. And it's like, man, I have like tons of it. Well, not tons, pounds of it. So I'm like, really? I don't need any more weed. It's like, unless your weed is like fucking being held by babes, it's like, I really don't want it. But then a few people are like, oh, but I changed it into oil, or I changed it into hash, or I changed it into butter. I was like, the butter guy was like, yeah, maybe I'll give that a try. Although technically I should just make the butter because I have pounds of it anyway, so I could probably make a fucking 100 sticks of butter and not even use 1% of what I have. Not to show off or anything, but it is ridiculous what's happened in Canada. I don't know how the government's prices and websites and all that I've been doing lately. I haven't checked in a while. Oh yeah, I beat a dungeon level earlier today. So today's a whole new one. Haven't even played this one. Looks like I'm gonna beat it. Now I think I've reached the point where Alex is actually weaker than Frankenstein. So I should be moving Frankenstein into the tank position. I could probably phase out Alex. I don't really need him anymore. Yeah, 228. Oh god, man, guys, this is hard to record. I can really feel some hardcore heartburn starting. Oh, if I had to guess, I'll be shitting blood tomorrow. Yay! Oh well, try not to get too down the dumps about it. I figure if I do get to my deathbed, that'll be a good inspiration. Inspiration for what? Only time will tell. Yeah, let's give it to Mr. Geronimo. I like him. I like him a lot. There, he's level 100. Yay! Geronimo. I don't know, for some reason I feel like I'm saying that name wrong. It's hard to pronounce. Geronimo. It's the in Geronimo. Oh, I could do some casino spins. One guy put in the chat, he's like, man, don't wait for the casino event. Just use all your tokens now. I'm like, fuck that shit. You know how long it takes to build these up? Like, he's like, oh, you have VIP, it'll build up in no time. It's like, are you kidding me? It's gonna take months. And we're already halfway, so it's like, why would I burn them now? Let's just hope I can get it on the single draws. Technically I have VIP status, so it could happen. Highly doubt it, but it's robot, and then these fucking, either the money or the enzyme probably. No, it'll be this, money, or this. Let's check. Yeah, robot, should have guessed. Pieces of shit. Nothing like pieces of shit for breakfast in the morning. I don't know where that came from. There's definitely, I do not eat pieces of shit for breakfast. Or maybe that's what's wrong with my stomach. It's like, have you been eating shit for breakfast? Maybe that's why you're shitting blood. Now I would like to team up with Tommy and help make his console a great success, but at this point it's probably not looking too good. Him going on panels, making fun of me. We'll see. Only time will tell. Yeah, so maybe I'll make a really hardcore, like fucking just rip the shit out of that fucking trailer. I'll be like, hey, it's not all bad news. We can turn this around, Tommy. Ah, you son of a fucking cock whore. Man, I fucking can't stand this game when it crashes. Like, really, every time this happens, I'm like, man, I want to quit the fucking game. If you can't even get your game to stay connected, I shouldn't be playing this. It's like I should just quit the game, move to another game that can actually stay connected. That would be more fun. Alright, I'll be back, guys. Alright, guys, I'm going to try to promise to you that if people give me advice to change myself and just not be myself, I'll try not to just fold at the slightest request. I still can't believe how sickened I am that I was doing that. Maybe it was because I was so high. I was like, yeah, I'll just do what everyone else wants me to do. It's like, God, if I was doing what everyone else wants me to do, I wouldn't even be doing this show. Yeah, not to offend the viewer and all, not trying to rip on you or anything, but I still can't believe I listened to that. Now, I was thinking the same thing too, and my patron was telling me that, oh yeah, it's like, he doesn't like Trump, and then I was trying to be nicer to Trump for a while there, or disliking Trump more, and then I was like, I didn't even really have to try that hard, because Trump had already started doing the lockdown shit, and I was like, whatever. Yeah, I kind of feel sad for all the world and all the different government leaders we got. The only real leader that's you'll ever find is someone who's going to take advantage of the country because, God, if they were a nice guy that was actually going to help people, they definitely wouldn't be in politics. It's like the opposite. Except for maybe Jesse Ventura. If Jesse Ventura ran for office, then I'd say you guys had a good candidate to pick. He seems like he knows what he's doing to a better degree. Sure, he's been in, what is it, the WWE Hall of Fame just like Trump, but yeah, I think he was going to run until he found out Trump was, and then he decided not to run against Trump. Probably because he knew it was going to be a waste of time. Trump seems like one of those guys that people hate him so much, they're willing to vote for him just so they can keep hating on him. It's like if he lost the election, you'd never see him again. And then who would you hate? Biden? That kind of would be neat if Biden won. I would just be interested to see what he would do differently. Alright, let's do some arenas. Or, no, let's do the expedition. Really cranking up a lot of purples. Or did I already beat the expedition? No. Oh, yeah, that fucking bullshit expedition from yesterday. How could I forget that horse shit? Alright, I think I've come to realize that Frankenstein is my new tank at this point. I no longer need Alex, so what I should do is change the items from Alex and give them to someone else. Because Alex has really become useless. He doesn't do anything anymore. He used to be a tank that could take a beating, but now he's not really that either. But I gotta be thankful. Alex was good for a while there. He was like one of my best heroes for a long time. Best tank I ever had. Other than King Peter. God, I love King Peter. He was good. I don't know, does anyone else even need blue? Who am I going to use to replace Alex? I should pick that before I start making any rash decisions here. Fucking hell. I think I want that one girl, or maybe go with Budokai. More attack based. I think I could use... Yeah, but she's so weak. Slightest hit kills her. I don't want to put in a person who's fucking weak as hell. I was thinking of putting in Wright Brothers, but man, he's even weaker. No, I really don't think Budokai is going to do any damage I want that zombie chick maybe. Wait, what does the zombie chick do? I can't even remember. I wish I didn't link her with DNA. Who should I swap with Alex? Wright Brothers or Budokai? Who do I hate fighting more? Probably Wright Brothers because he stuns the shit out of everyone. Yeah, let's bring in Wright Brothers. And he's lightning. I like that element. Alright, so Wright Brothers needs some DNA. Needs lightning DNA. Does Alex have any lightning DNA equipped? I don't believe so. Holy, that's what he had for health with all those items still? God, that was pathetic. Alright, so it's a little bit better now. He's not my worst hero. Alright, do I have any lightning people I could link? Does Alex have any lightning? No. I was tempted to use her. Fuck, I even have her at 5-star. What is her abilities again? Alright, let's forget it. Let's go with Wright Brothers. So, what DNA could I link to him? Pretty much jack shit. Santa Claus. No, obviously he's not Santa Claus, but I just see the beard. Reminds me of him. Holy shit, my friend was just telling me how far he is in Final Fantasy 7, the new one. He's put 40 hours in already. It's like, holy shit. Kind of miss the days when I would do that. Just binge one game for hours and hours. Maybe I've, yeah, well over 40 hours on this game, that's for sure. Got the video evidence to prove it. And I'm tempted to use the DNA to boost him, but I really don't think it's going to matter. Alright, I don't want to completely abandon Alex, so I'll leave that. I'll just give him less armor and shit. Less this. Oh yeah, he's got the pet. How do I unequip the pet? Pick rest? And I'll give the pet to Wright Brothers. He's gonna need it. Oh yeah, that pet really boosted his health, eh? Not bad at all. Maybe I should be upgrading this pet. So it increases the dizziness odds. I like that too. It's pretty good. Oh shit, forgot the message from my sponsor. One sec, guys. Alright, today's Wright Brother added addition to the team was brought to you by Crack. Crack. It'll fuck you up. Woo! Alright, so we're gonna test out my team, see how badly I made a mistake. I guess even if it is a mistake, it wouldn't be that hard to change it back. What's the pet store situation? See if I can feed this pet at all. So it doesn't tell me which one is the one equipped to the person I need, right? That's really helpful. They could at least have some names maybe, or pet 1, pet 2, or it could say, hey, it's linked to this person so you could see. What am I supposed to do? Just randomly boost him because I don't know who he is? Okay, this way I'll be able to tell because he's at level 33. That was the problem. They were both the same level, so I couldn't tell. Yeah, he's a level 33 pet. That's good. So let's boost this pet a little. I'm not really into the pets much, so couldn't hurt to boost him. Or maybe I can. It'll hurt really bad. I can't bother giving him premium food. How do you star up your pet? Does anyone know? Oh, here it is, star level. Oh yeah. How much does it cost? Oh, I need another pet. Well, that sucks. I thought it was like starring up normally. Alright, forget that nonsense. Jeez, I got thousands of these, so I might as well give them a bunch, huh? It's like here I'm saving and saving. I'm like, Jesus, I got over 1,000. Here I'm worried about giving him 4 or 5. Let's feed this pet a little too, while we're here. I wasn't thinking the pets were doing much, but now when I seen the health affected, that was a pretty substantial boost. Alright, let's check now. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. See who's all got pets. I got 3 pets. Wright Brothers, Samson, Jane Austen. That's good. Holy shit, he's up to more health than Jane Austen now. Alright, that's what I wanted to see. Fucking hate those once I'm dead attacks. It's like, do you have any attacks that you can use while you're alive? It's like, I kind of prefer my heroes alive. I don't know about you guys. Do you prefer your heroes when they're alive or dead? It's like, my best ability I can use when I'm dead. It reminds me of certain religions, right? Like all the rewards they offer you after you're dead. It's like, well, do you have any rewards that happen to be while I'm alive? That would kind of be more my kind of rewards. Right, who has the most health? Won't be him. Can Uncle Joe take a beating? We'll soon see. We got 3 lightning, so I'm pretty sure that will be helpful. Yeah, I've kind of missed the days when I had Wright Brother in my team. Let's see if he goes back to actually doing anything good, or if he'll be a shitty Wright Brothers. Just sucking ass the whole time. Yeah, look at that. We got all these dizzy spells. Do we put any of them dizzy? No. That really sucked, actually. Because I had the dizziness boost, the dizziness pet, dizziness hero, and we didn't get a single dizziness. Now, it's a little bit refreshing today, even just seeing the family outside. It's like I've been isolating so much for, I guess, like 3 years now. It's kind of nice to be able to communicate with other human beings. You start to realize that life is pointless unless you're regularly communicating with others. If you're just going to spend the whole time by yourself, you might as well just go live in the woods somewhere. Screw society. And I was thinking when I was younger, I always had a dream about going off-grid, living in the woods somewhere, and I worked hard and hard and hard to try to get that dream accomplished. Failed miserably at it. Got the land, got the money, just couldn't get the supplies in to build anything. Even got a whole bunch of people up there to help me. But I could never pull it off because the one property I had just didn't have good road access, so carrying supplies on foot through the woods was just not working. But in hindsight, I was like, man, if that plan did work, I would have been living by the river, never gotten the internet, just would have been living alone in the woods. That'd be kind of a sad life, I think. Like, I don't know, I've spoken with people that live like that, and usually they get really depressed. It's like the famous Magi, you know that winged disc symbol I use for the cutscenes? The priest or the main prophet from that religion, named Zoroaster, he went to live in the woods, in the olden days obviously, and he realized it was the best way to live. But there was a catch. He had to come back to the city to tell everyone. So it's kind of like a metaphor, right? It's like, yeah, sure, it is probably better for us to get away from society, ditch everything, and just be alone. But we're very social animals, so it's like we always have to tell everyone. That's what we need most. Over everything else. I think that's why social isolation gets to people, right? Because you can't tell people their shit then. You're alone somewhere. Yes, if anyone's going to live in the woods alone, just beware. Now, when I was looking at the self-sustainability thing, like, could I provide everything I needed on my own? Raising chickens wasn't going to be too bad. And I had property on a river, so I could have just fished for meat when I needed it. And I could have had chickens for eggs. Can definitely have a garden for all the vegetables that are kind of useless. Now, vegetables would be good for filler. The only thing that was sketchy was the whole dentist problem, right? Like, once you're in the woods and you don't have a dentist, what happens when you get a cavity, right? You're just going to start pulling all your teeth. That's the Amish solution, is they just pull out all their teeth because they're like, hey, we can be self-sufficient, pull out all our teeth, and then put dentures, and you never need anything from society. So maybe that's what will happen. If I do get stuck living in the woods one day, I'll just end up pulling all my teeth. Get dentures. I was thinking dentures would kind of be a relief. Because you ever get stressed out by your teeth, you're like, oh shit, don't want to break my teeth. It's like, imagine never having to worry about that again. Like, oh, I already lost all the teeth. I can just use dentures. I had a few friends that switched to dentures young, and they loved it. They're like, man, it's like, now they don't have to brush their teeth, they can just put that shit in a jar. Well, I guess they still have to brush their mouth, but pretty sure it's like if you don't brush your mouth for a while, the worst that's going to happen is getting really bad breath. It's not like you have to worry about your teeth rotting and causing severe pain. I don't know, so far so good. This team seems okay. I was worried Uncle Joe would get slaughtered and Frankenstein wouldn't be strong enough. What do you think? Can we beat this? Place your bets. Yes? No? Maybe so? Right, so I guess it's almost 1 in the morning. After I finish this, we're getting close to the end. I'll go outside and trim my last, or not trim, cut down one of my last pot plants, bring it in, hang it, try to save some of the mold, or get rid of some of the mold, save the weed, set it in reverse. There we go. I feel like I should maybe test this team out a little bit more too. This was okay of a test, but none of these battles were really that intense. Did I do the guild already? It's no red dot. It's probably because we lost that there's no more battles, right? Season over. Maybe there's a big reward coming, but I doubt it. Alright, here's a good test. Later, Alex. It's like, Alex, you served your purpose, but we've moved on from you. It's a shame. I just finished boosting Alex to 130. Yeah, it makes sense to ditch Alex now because there's really at no point that he could go to red or anything, so anything I'm giving to him would have just been a waste anyways. Yeah, so any of the viewers, you got an opinion? What do you think about the changes I made to my team? Would you have changed it differently? The one thing I was thinking, I should have someone different here. But although Uncle Joe seems to be handling his own. If any of you guys are bored and you want to watch other videos, you want to check out the Amico videos from yesterday, the Intellivision. Leave some critical but yet constructive criticism. Couldn't hurt. Hey, and if you like it, just put all positive shit. That'd be cool. Yeah, I noticed that's one weird thing about Intellivision Amico videos. When people cover it, people either love it or they hate it. There's really hardly anyone, I guess, except for me, that's doing it objectively. Saying, yeah, there's parts I like and parts I dislike. I don't know why that's such a novel concept. I know it's so tempting just to kiss Tommy's ass, because like, man, he's your celebrity from like your whole life since you're a kid. Like your biggest idol. So like, why wouldn't you just ass kiss all the time, right? It's damn tempting. You could even probably make money from doing it. You get a lot of views on your channels. Who knows? We'll see. I can't decide. Should I make the video or go pick the plant? We'll see. Yeah, so if anyone wants to see pictures of my plants to see how it's been going, let me know and I'll share some more of those. If anyone's doing the Sober October stuff and they don't want to be seeing pot, just put it in the chat too. It does make me Jones a fair bit. I'm like constantly working with weed, picking it, trimming it. I'm even making some hash today from some of the gunk that was getting on my hands. It's like, dear God, doing all this work for it and I don't even do weed anymore. It's like a total waste, spending hours and hours of time for nothing. Alright, so that's a positive way to finish the show. Alright, take care everyone. If you can help out the show with Patreon, you're the best. Society 6, you're pretty cool too. Swagbucks, you're no. GameKit, you're really cool. Hideout, yeah, maybe the coolest out of all. Bitcoin, oh yeah, can't argue, that's the coolest. The virtual mate sex machine is for adults and men only. But if ladies need a sex machine, they know who to call. And the one weird thing I was thinking about the virtual mate sex machine, it was already supposed to launch. And I haven't received any yet, so maybe if it does arrive, I'm definitely not going to show you guys using it. But maybe what I'll do is do a product demonstration, a product opening, so I can show you that this product exists. Yeah, that's worded a little better. Awkward. Right, if you happen to get any of the Alex fragments in your vaporizer and you vaporize the last of them right out of your team, then give the show a dislike. And if that doesn't happen, you can give it a like. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, don't forget to dislike it and leave critical criticism if you can too. To be honest, I like that most of all. So take care everyone, and what else was there? Oh yeah, don't forget, just make sure you never buy the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. Hit the more info button. Come on, don't forget the links are in there. See ya. Here's 3 things. Stay safe and have a good weekend and listen to the authorities. They're probably wrong about everything, but we got no choice. Or jail.